I want to go somewhere if it's okay, but it's about resiliency.
Feed me. Yeah.
Meaning like commit and go. So we're kind of getting in this world where I want people to talk about their feelings. I want them to talk about their emotions. But we're getting people that are like getting offended by a lot of things, or they're taking some things in mental health and they're identifying with it rather than treating it. So I'm going to go to something soft for a second.
Feed me. I love this category.
Someone could be like, I have diabetes. Okay. And so they don't go around all day, or maybe they do. I'm diabetic. You know what? I shouldn't have this. I'm diabetic. All day, they're like in this victim role about being diabetic. How about in your life, diabetes is something I deal with, but on a day-to-day, you're not playing into it all day. You're treating it. You're working on it. You're doing the things that you need to, but it is not consuming your world. You're still getting up, showing for your purpose. You're still going after life. You're not letting it define you, and you're not letting it hold you back. So let's move to some things that are happening in the mental health world. And I am in this every day. I help people in their mental health. But you know what? I've gotten more phone calls in this past year and a half than I have in 25 years of my career of people going, Dar, I no longer want to talk about it. I want to do something about it. Great. Now let's go. Let's build some grit.
Yeah.
So you could have anxiety. You could have depression. You could be dealing with certain things, borderline, bipolar, OCD, whatever it may be. There could be tendencies. I'm not going to label you as something with that. You're having to deal with this. You are not that, okay? I don't want you to become victim or identify with it. I want you to say, hey, these are things I'm dealing with. I have tendencies towards this. What are treatments to work on this? How do we get to the root cause? And then how do we move forward through it? How do we keep going? Because we're getting people that are sitting in this too long and they're becoming it. It's becoming their identity, and then they can't move. So when you just said momentum, that's what I thought of, because I'm trying to get people out of getting stuck and into momentum, because this is taking the pendulum on mental health and it's going the wrong way now, where people are hearing about suicide and they're like, yeah, I was suicidal. And then a conversation on 2 hours on suicide goes on. And then people leave more depressed than when they came in.
Yeah, it's reinforcing. And can I jump in?
Oh yeah, because I get fired up.
No, but I'm super passionate about this as well, because like I didn't used to do that, but I also I flirted with it, but I had no lens of awareness, and I got this from the book Awareness by Anthony DeMello, which I'll talk about till I find something better, I guess. But it's so applicable that it is an identity, and people need to understand that you are human. You're going to experience the entire spectrum of emotions, and the problem that is I see occurring as well, because when I was in high school, I didn't hear suicide, depressed, anxiety, and ADD that much, and now it's very prevalent. Right. And the issue there is that you're identifying with the emotion. Yeah. I'm depressed versus I'm experiencing depression. Those are drastically different things. Right. So when you look at that, I guess a simple way of saying it is you're going to experience the whole spectrum of emotions. So you can be depressed and still laugh. You can be happy and still cry. Right. So you can't lock onto one thing, because it just reinforces and reinforces, and it's suicidal. And I think words are very powerful. Yes. I think once you hear a word, understand it and know what it is, so that's why the mental health awareness is awesome, but it also irks me a little bit, because the more people, it's just law of dominant thought. The more you hear something and it's an option and your friends have it, you can experience it now too, and it can be reinforced, and it can just continue to pound, I am depressed. Right. Where some of that stuff may be, I'm struggling, I'm stressed about this, but what skills am I applying here? And if they have the perspective, if we taught the perspective, I'm experiencing depression, that is fine. Yeah. Every human's I've experienced it many times. Me too. But it doesn't define me. It's not my identity. Right. And then the labels are even stronger. Yeah. It's the same as once I say I'm depressed, or it's what's Republican, Democrat, just because I identify and I label myself as that doesn't mean I agree with every single stance of that political party. Same with depression. Just because I say I'm I really don't say I'm happy anymore either. Yeah. I'm experiencing happiness, and I want to be more experience happiness more than I experience sadness, and that's my scale now. It's no longer I'm this, then I'm everywhere in between. Yeah. But I don't know how to coach that effectively.
Sure.
Like I think a big part of it is the switch of like,
yeah.
oh, I am identifying with it. Like I don't have to identify with it. I
Right.
can work on it.
Right.